Welcome to Mobility Matters, the podcast where kids take the wheel to explore how we get around our city and why it matters. We're part of the Clean Mobility Buffalo Initiative, powered by NYSERDA, working to make transportation in Buffalo cleaner, greener, and better for everybody. Each episode, we share our stories, ask big questions, and talk to the people making change, from bike lanes to buses, and from electric cars to community projects, all through our eyes as the next generation of change makers. So buckle up or hop on your bike and join us for the ride, because when it comes to our future, mobility matters.
Before we start, how are you doing today?
Good, and how are you?
Good.
Could you tell us your name and what you do so our listeners get it right?
My name is David Workman, and I'm an NFTA bus driver.
It's great.
Okay, so buses are huge, and I've never driven one. So I have to ask, what is it like driving an electric bus? Is it super quiet? Does it feel different?
Yes, it's very quiet, and it's pretty different than driving the gas ones. It's so quiet that you can hear everybody's conversation on the bus when you're operating the bus, but it's pretty cool. I like it a lot.
So cool. What was the very first thought you had when you sat in the driver's seat on the e-bus?
It was kind of different. You're looking for the different controls that make the bus operate.
How are the controls different from the regular bus?
There's not a lot of difference. It's just if you have to keep in mind the charge of the bus to make sure the battery doesn't run low.
Yeah. And how long does the battery stay for, alive?
It pretty much lasts all day. You kind of take the bus out maybe at 5 in the morning, and then I bring it back at maybe noon, and then somebody else takes it. Then they charge it sometimes, in between.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
We've seen phone chargers and cup holders in cars. What's something cool in an e-bus that most people don't notice?
Well, this one, you have to pull into the garage, and you have to line the bus up on a certain spot, and the charger comes down on the roof, and you hear it connects on top of the roof of the bus.
Cool.
That's super cool.
Is there a way that we could see it right now from anywhere?
No, well, you can see where it connects at, but you can't see the chargers. They're at the garage.
Oh, okay. How do you charge it? Do you plug it in with an iPhone? How long does it take to charge?
Well, it's different. They kind of charge them overnight when we pull them in the evening, and they charge them for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and it gives it to maybe 80 or 90%, and that kind of takes you through most of the day.
When people get on the buses in the mornings or whenever you pick them up, are they like, whoa, this bus is so much different than the older buses? Has anyone said that?
Pretty much, yeah. They like it that it's nice and quiet. It's kind of smoother too.
A lot
It's
calmer.
quiet,
Yeah, that's great.
What's your favorite route to drive, and what makes it fun?
Well, I worked number 48 Williamsville. It's kind of out in the suburbs, and it's even more quieter than the city, so I enjoy working that route.
Okay, that was awesome. I feel like I need to take a ride on one of these buses right now.
Well, let's go.
Same, but now we're switching gears. From driving buses to planning all kinds of clean transportation.
Hey, thank you. Okay, that was awesome. I feel like I need to take a ride on one of these buses now.
Same, but now we're switching gears from driving buses to planning all kinds of clean transportation.
We have some summer interns from Clean Mobility Buffalo. Welcome, team.
Hello, my name is Victoria. I'm one of the interns this summer for Clementine Gold Group, and this is my friend Adelaide.
Yes, hi, I'm Adelaide. Thank you for having us and interviewing us. I'm really excited. We've been doing the community engagement for Clementine Gold Group this summer so far.
Nice. So for someone who has never heard of Clean Mobility before, or Buffalo before, how would you explain it in 10 seconds?
So Clean Mobility Buffalo is an initiative on the east side to get some more clean and accessible transportation set up.
What's one project you've worked on this summer that made you think, wow, this could really help people get around?
I think for sure it has been the ready bike shares that you see around town, like all the red bike stations, because I think that just really allows for mostly anybody from the community to come in and check out a bike and ride it. So it really has increased people's accessibility to transportation.
That's great. How do you use those like bike stations?
Yeah, as long as you have a phone and the app, you can scan the QR code and it'll let you check out a bike for like a low rate, especially if you live on the east side. There is a discount that you can get.
That's amazing.
How do you know if a project is helping people who walk, bike, or take the bus?
So, like I said, we're doing a lot of the community engagement. So we go to festivals and we kind of set up a tent and we ask community members like what they think. They ask us questions about clean mobility and we hope to answer. And then we've also been doing some focus groups this summer. So a focus group is when you get a specific type of people like children, transportation users, or like a type of work you do, and then we gather you all together and we ask you questions, and then we get the feedback on how all these different groups of people view and use the transportation setup in Buffalo.
That's so cool. Why do you think Clean Mobility Buffalo is such a big deal? Is it for like health, climate, or like making life easier in general?
I think that clean mobility is so important for all three of those reasons. I think it's very intersectional because if we get some more clean and accessible transportation, we won't have as many harmful chemicals in the air, polluting the air. And so that really allows for people's health to improve. You know, younger kids and older people, you really care about how they're doing with the air and breathing and things like that. And so I also think that it does also just help things go around easier and for people to go around easier if there's better buses and if there's better, you know, bike trails and just easier ways to get around.
Yeah, that's great.
If kids listening want to help, like really help, what could we do?
I think we were talking about this a bit earlier, just like bike safety is a big thing, knowing the rules of the road. So that would definitely help if more people are aware of that. So we have little pamphlets people can look at.
What's one thing you learned this summer that totally surprised you?
I think something that has totally surprised me this summer is maybe just hearing the feedback from people, from our focus groups, and just from people when we go out into the community and we're talking to the people. I think a lot of the times people aren't even aware of some of the programs like Clean Mobility, and also they're not aware that maybe they'll be able to get a discount for the Ready Bikes. You know, they'll always come up and say, oh, I really want to check this out, but I've never really had the chance. And so I think that it surprises me because there's so many things going on in Buffalo and so many things going on everywhere. And so it's easy for people to miss track of those things. So I think that it surprises me that people don't know.
Yeah, just to jump in quick with what Victoria was saying, that's surprising. But another thing that surprised me was riding an e-bike. I had never been a huge bike fan, so I got to ride an e-bike for one of the first times this summer at one of the Clean Commute programs, which was a lot of fun. The bikes go fast. Victoria was flying. She was really having like a time going round and round, so they're definitely a fun way to get around.
You guys have mentioned these Ready Bikes a few times. How do you get like you mentioned that you have to go to the station and use the app. Is it money to get the bikes? Do you have to pay for them?
Yeah. So I think that there is a rate per maybe minute when you're checking them out. I can't say for sure what it is, but I know that it's a low rate.
All right.
Yeah, and then you can drop it off whenever you're like done, as long as you find like a station or area, so you don't always have to bring it back to where you picked it up from.
Is there like a certain amount of time that you can keep them for?
I think that as long as you can have it as long as you want, as long as you're paying for each minute that goes by.
That's nice. All right, thank you, interns. I think I learned more about transportation than this 5 minutes that I have than all summer.
Thank you.
We did our job then.
Yes.
Now let's introduce the team of Mobility Matters, a completely kid-led podcast series on clean mobility. We've designed everything from our logo design to the questions we're asking all of our guests. We're going to ask our team some questions about the future of transportation from a kid point of view.
I'm Rilla.
I'm Violet.
I'm Bert.
I'm Layla.
And I'm Blake.
If Buffalo had no limits, money, technology, anything, what would our streets and buses and bikes be like?
I think it would be a little busy, but it would be good at the same time. I say it would be busy because everybody would get greedy and then just buy a lot of stuff that they don't need. And I would do with the money, I would buy something for the homeless people.
I would say what our streets would look like, probably either A, everyone's just got a route to everywhere in their country at least. Or if it's infinite money, we can actually try to make teleportation machines work. Like we place one teleportation machine here at a house, and then we place another teleportation machine at a restaurant.
True.
Yeah.
Have you seen any cool transportation ideas in other cities that we could steal? Borrow?
I seen a flying hoverboard before.
Interesting.
I've definitely seen the flying car idea from Slovakia. It may cost, a lot of money, like $100 billion at least.
Yeah.
But if we can get a lot of them, we can say bye-bye to traffic.
Bye-bye.
Traffic in the sky.
No, we could all go at different levels. Like one car could fly underneath each other, kind of like a bridge.
Yeah, kind of like that. That's what I'm thinking of.
Imagine your route to school. How would you redesign it so it's fun and safe?
I would redesign it by not having a lot of traffic and make the roads expand more.
I want to say, have any of you seen those little e-vehicles that are made for 5-year-olds, the little toy ones that cost $200?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little cars?
I would imagine, yeah, like little cars. I would imagine something like that, and then they have their own lane, like bike lanes. We have little EV lanes. Everyone gets one of those.
Really?
And we all use them to drive to school.
That's amazing.
Yeah. When you think of a clean Buffalo in the future, what does it feel like? Quiet, fresh air, music on the buses.
I feel like clean Buffalo will look like not a lot of trash on the ground and, debris in the air, stuff like that.
I probably want to say similar thing as her, except I'd probably also rework on the buses, like all the things you said, like fresh air, maybe a bit more room, because I've definitely seen buses that are filled up to the maximum. You can
no more particles of space left.
Yeah, you can barely move.
All right, the next question is, what would make biking or walking more fun? For example, cool art on the sidewalks, music, fresh air, just how would it make it better?
I feel like it would make it, if art was on the ground, it would probably make somebody's day, or if it's motivation everywhere you go, it would be everybody's happy, nobody's in a bad mood anymore.
Yeah.
I want to say something like some cool art, you're just driving by, and then on the side, on those little crossing posts, you push the button, and it's Main Street. Tip of the day: never give up.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool if those little buttons have a mind of their own.
Yeah,
which I can't say they don't. I once spammed one a lot, and it was
It'd yell at you.
and it was wait, what?
Yeah, they do that.
Do you think kids could help make these big changes? And if so, how?
Yes, I think kids can make these changes because people, I don't want to say people listen to kids, but they do. Because, like, kids are really creative and they come up with a lot of stuff. Because, like, for example, my 3-year-old niece, she comes up with a lot of stuff that I didn't even know she can do. So, yeah.
I want to say yes as well because we're kids, we're young, we got a lot of energy. Like, we could probably, if we had, like, I want to say about, like, 2,000 kids on deck, we'd probably be moving entire buildings.
It's a lot of potential.
I mean, for 2,000 kids, like, we got energy, we got strength. 2,000 of us, we can like, we lift a building like a 2-story house. That can probably work out. And then Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts could literally invent the Move a Mountain pad. Thanks for coming on camera, Blake and Layla.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for riding along with us on Mobility Matters. We hope today's episode got you thinking about how we can all move toward a cleaner, fairer, and more connected Buffalo. This podcast is part of the Clean Mobility Buffalo initiative, made possible with support from NYSERDA, and powered by kids like us, who believe our voices and choices can shape the future. Got ideas, stories, or questions? Share them with us. We'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep moving forward, because when it comes to our future, mobility matters.